For us to build a strong country, a strong nation that's going to be competitive in the world economy, we need all of our people to be housed, educated, and taken care of. So back in 1972, when the building was occupied, people before then assessed that our government was not responding to the needs of our communities. So people decided to stay together, and there was this Beacon Hill Elementary School that had been abandoned. And so people had their consciousness raised about that if we cared about our community, it meant that we needed to get involved, and that we could expect more of our community. It didn't have to be the same old. And so we occupied this building with the desire to provide services to the community, health care, jobs, child care. Roberto used to say is that there would be an explosion of creativity, and that's certainly what has happened in the 40 years. Here we are with an amazing opportunity. Who would have imagined that this small group of people taking over an abandoned school building 40 years later would have the hottest, if you will, development project on Beacon Hill, where we will be developing 115 units of housing. There'll be retail space, office space, child development, a sort of a multi-purpose facility, and they'll also, which we think is extremely important in terms of responding to many of our community who are having a real hard time finding a job. And we think that people have to create their own business opportunities, but they can't even afford to pay for the rent to lease a building or whatever. And so we're going to be providing small little alcoves where people can set up their own businesses. I think that we need to look at nonprofit organizations and working with them to establish affordable housing, hopefully mixed-use development, so that we can also create assets in our communities. This is going to be responding to the needs of our community for the next 40, 50 years. And I think that's important. And what's important is that it's being organized by the community for the community.